If you have anxious attachment style, the first 30 days of dating can feel like an emotional roller coaster, not because they're inconsistent, not because they're unavailable, but because your nervous system is scanning for loss before anything has actually gone wrong. And if you don't understand this early phase, you will sabotage something that might have been healthy. Let's talk about the 3 mistakes anxious attachers make in the first 30 days and how to shift them. The first 30 days of dating are not about commitment, they're about data. But anxious attachment turns data into danger. You don't just gather information, you interpret everything through the lens of, is this safe? Are they leaving? Am I about to be abandoned? And that lens changes your behavior. Mistake number 1, fast forwarding intimacy. Anxious attachers confuse speed with security. You feel connection and suddenly want daily texting, deep emotional talks, future planning, exclusivity conversation. But here's what's actually happening. Your nervous system is trying to reduce uncertainty as fast as possible because uncertainty feels like a threat. So instead of letting attraction unfold naturally, you try to lock it in. The problem? Secure connection builds through consistency over time, not intensity over days. When you fast forward intimacy, you don't create safety, you create pressure. And pressure either pushes the other person away or attaches you to someone before you even know who they are. Microshift, instead of asking, where's this going? Ask, what am I learning about them? Curiosity regulates anxiety. Control amplifies it. Mistake number 2, mistaking anxiety for intuition. This one is huge. Anxious attachers often say, I just have a feeling something's off. But here's the truth. Anxiety feels urgent. Intuition feels calm. Anxiety says, fix this now. Intuition says, observe. If they take 3 hours to text back, your body spikes, heart races, mind spins, worst case scenario activates, but nothing actually happened. Your nervous system reacted to unpredictability, not rejection. When you treat anxiety as intuition, you create conflict that wasn't there. You either seek reassurance, pull away dramatically, or emotionally spiral. And now the relationship has tension where there was none. Microshift, when triggered, ask, is this fear or is there actual evidence? Then wait. Regulation first, conversation second. Mistake number 3, seeking reassurance instead of building self-safety. Reassurance feels good, temporarily. But if you need constant validation to feel okay in early dating, you're outsourcing your emotional stability. You text, are we good? You ask, do you still like me? You monitor tone shifts. Here's the deeper pattern. You believe connection equals safety, so any fluctuation feels like danger. But healthy attachment means you can like someone without losing your center. You can feel uncertainty without demanding certainty. The first 30 days are supposed to feel slightly undefined. That doesn't mean it's unsafe. It means it's new. Microshift. Next time you want reassurance, pause and say internally, I feel anxious right now. That doesn't mean I'm being abandoned. Breathe. Give your nervous system 20 minutes before reacting. That's how you build internal security. Anxious attachment isn't about being needy. It's about fearing unpredictability. If love once felt inconsistent, conditional, or unstable, your system learned to cling tightly when something feels good because it assumes it won't last. But here's the shift. The first 30 days aren't about securing someone. They're about assessing alignment. And you cannot assess clearly when you're operating from fear. If you're an anxious attacher listening to this, hear me clearly. You are not too much. Your nervous system just learned that connection wasn't guaranteed. But now, your job isn't to control early dating. It's to tolerate it, to stay present in it, to let it unfold without gripping it. Because real safety doesn't come from locking someone in. It comes from knowing you'll be okay even if they leave. That's the evolution. On Mind and Motive, we don't just talk about dating behavior. We talk about the wiring underneath it, the protection patterns, the nervous system responses, the parts of you that have learned to survive and are now learning how to connect. I'm Phoenix, and every time you choose regulation over reaction, you're not losing control, you're building security. I'll see you on the next episode of Mind and Motive. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share.